live, getting kind of rare now just because I don't have a lot of time. So what's going on? Well, there hasn't been any news about the Gina Carano lawsuit yet, but that is neither here nor there. We have Disney and Florida coming to an agreement to drop their lawsuits to seek a resolution and seek a new agreement for Reedy Creek. Excellent. It's great. We have lots of stuff going on with the proxy war. Sorry, guys. You know me, my nose just runs for no reason. And it looks to me, and I'm just going to say this, that it's going to be 50-50 Peltz gets on the board. One of Comron's great contributors, sources, Bluebird, basically said that the document that's allegedly floating around Lucasfilm, and I believe it is. I believe it. I believe Sparrow is probably not the only one. There could be something like that at Marvel, Pixar, Disney Animation. Okay. Hi, Cross. How you doing? So a lot of this stuff is going fast. All right. And I kind of wanted to bring the newbies up to date. Okay, so this is going to be, for you guys that have been here for a while, kind of a repeat, but it's a refresher course. I like doing that a lot. Hey, Mike. First off, all right, was it April, Kathleen Kennedy went out and upstaged Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni with Ahsoka. Now, I'm going to say this because my respect for the average person on the street, as far as being able to tell they're being bullshitted, has greatly diminished. Okay. It was obviously she was upstaging them. The look on her face, she wasn't clapped for, no one clapped for her. No one even really paid any attention to Daisy when she went out. Kennedy did that. Nothing much, Connor. Kennedy did that deliberately to fuck with Jon Favreau. Again, what is the whole point of going after Gina? She wasn't the target. Favreau was. Okay, Gina's tactical. Jon is strategic. Okay, he is the big boogeyman to Kennedy. So Kennedy gets Stephen Knight to come out. He was a Peaky Blinders dude. To come out and say, yeah, I'm going to write this. And she gets that Charmin Obai-Chinoy to come out. I'm going to direct it. And, Daisy comes out and then sort of like, it's sort of like, it's not happening. And look, Daisy, without saying it, has said it's not happening. She hasn't seen a script. Okay, then now we've got Stephen Knight going into doing a completely different project. Okay, the Ray movie's dead. We got the Acolyte. So Leslie Forehead walks out. Leslie Flintstone walks out. And with the Acolyte crew, the cast, that's all I can say. And, makes a fool of herself. And this is against everything Bob Iger wanted. Okay, so he's pissed. All right. So we get to the Dial of Destiny. Kennedy's literally in the theater when the news comes out that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny's coming out, that the Star Wars hotel, the Star Cruiser Hotel, the Halcyon, is being shut down, and that Willow's been canceled. Okay. Not that anybody with a brain didn't see that coming. Okay. At least the Willow cancellation, because nobody watched it. And the people who did were like, what the fuck? Okay. Kind of like everything Kennedy has her fingers into when it's just her doing it. So, and that's just the start. Okay, so then we get to the week before Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny comes out. We have the LA premiere. And do I have to show you this? I might have to. This is what getting canceled in Hollywood looks like, okay, for everybody. So y'all know, this is what it, if I can find it, yeah, here we go. All right, here. Is it gonna work? Just, damn it. Just a second. Okay, for some reason that's not working. This will work. What in the world? Why isn't this working? Okay, that's weird. Let me look at this. Let me look and see if I can find a better thing. This is, what the heck? Sorry. What the,
There are three indispensable people
Yeah.
without whom none of us would be here tonight. And that starts with the person who created Indiana Jones, George Lucas.
I can't really fuck off. God, just phone. He's there.
And the person who is the glue to all five of these films.
Look at Frank.
All of our rhythm and all of our melody. The great maestro, John Williams.
Look at the look on his face. All right. So that happened. All right. So, oh, cool. Good. Good. Hey, Jacob, how you doing? Yes. Okay, so. Oh, I know, Jacob, I know. Anyway, so we have Spielberg canceling Kennedy right there. You saw the look on Frank's face and saw what he said to her, which is, let's go. They were not going to be acknowledged. That is in front of Hollywood. Her niche, she thinks. So now we get to the day of the movie drops. Here's the funny thing. I'm in my car at the movie theater. I get a call from Kamran. Oh, no, if you watch the video again, see, man, she tries to hide behind George. She literally goes like this. I mean, she literally just goes and then backs up and tries to put herself between George, or tries to put George between herself and the audience. It was hilarious. But I get a call from Kamran. I'm sitting in the car. He says, I just talked to Sparrow and Kennedy's been suspended from the Lucasfilm email server. I mean, it was all over it was just all over the office. Everybody was talking about it. Well, I walked right into Indiana Jones 5 and I was happy till I saw Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and then everything Kathleen Kennedy is kind of tumbled into my face. And the only thing that made that movie hard to watch is Phoebe fucking Waller-Bridge. Kennedy's skinny, ratty looking, smug, British brunette. Then Saturday, Monday, 3rd of July, I'm getting the house ready we're having a 4th of July party. Get a message. I can't remember, did Cameron call or did we? And apparently it was all over that Kennedy, before she jumped on an airplane and went to France with her husband, she sat down to a meeting at Disney with Bob Iger, Alan Bergman, Dana Walden, probably several other C-suite lawyers, and maybe even the Horsemen. No, the Horsemen were up in San Francisco already, because that's when that all started. Is these guys show up from Disney and said, "We're taking over," and no one could really say a word. Okay, they just whatever. So she gets into an argument with Bob, and here's what she does. She doesn't say, "I'm sorry, I screwed up. All right, I'll go now," like someone with any honor would have. She started blaming Bob Iger for all the bad Marvel movies that have come out, all the streaming shows that were terrible that came out. Never. And she started blaming Kevin Feige. Her thing was, it's all the guy's fault. It's never my fault. Okay, you're the head of Lucasfilm. You have all the decision-making skills of my dog's appetite, which he has no decision-making skills. The fuck are you talking about, lady? Now, I have heard that Bob Iger's got a pretty even temper. He got so pissed off at her, he just blew up. Okay. They were basically there to ask her what was wrong. What happened here, Kathy? So off she goes on her vacation. And she was banned from the Lucasfilm campus. Not allowed to go back. Now, has she been back? There were indications that she came in for a secret meeting with the Horsemen later, and her office was cleaned out. Okay, so all these moving boxes show up, these moving men come in, they take everything out, gone. Why is she still on the leadership thing? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, if they're waiting. I mean, my opinion is they'd like to wait till October. Now, there's a website, I can't remember what it's called, Film and something, that gave them Mandalorian and Grogu movie dates to film, July 17th or June 17th, the day before my birthday, and it ends in October. So, and that was a surprise to Brendan Wayne, who's the Mandalorian. I mean, he doesn't speak as a Mandalorian, but as far as actually having to be in the armor and underneath it, there you go. Oh, and to the jackasses that say his voice isn't deep enough to take that role. Have you ever heard him speak? I have. Pedro Pascal's voice isn't any deeper than his. In fact, I would wager that it's not as deep as his. So I don't know what you're talking about. He should actually be the actor as the Mandalorian. I mean, he should be doing all of it, speaking and then in the armor. Okay, better looking guy than Pascal too. Kind of reminds me of his grandpa. Anyway, so I am looking at this going, okay, so for the people that aren't up to date, Kennedy is in a very bad place right now. They put their house on sale, was it last September? Finally sold it a couple weeks ago for about 6.2 million less than they wanted to, which is a fairly deep drop, but they overpriced it, they overvalued it, which Jon Stewart did that with his house in New York City. So I guess Hollywood people do things like that. They think they're worth more than they are. It just whatever. So that's going on. What else? And so we wait. We sit and wait. Now, apparently, this is recent. No, this stuff is recent. Iger basically got Kennedy to bow to the master, and she will take her leave. We don't know if it's going to be soon or later. And apparently, what Favreau wants is her gone now. And I don't blame him. Okay, it's very hard to get something going when you've got that crap going on, and you've got someone who can't touch what you're doing, but their presence alone. Oh, damn, I'm sorry, Rod. Rod Thunderheart. There you go. Hey, Maze, how you doing? It's hard for Jon Favreau to get excitement and everything going for a movie when Kathleen Kennedy's still there, if in name only. Okay. No, we're talking about Kennedy, but what? All right, Maze, I'm gonna get you up to speed. Apparently, Favreau wrote up a document describing all the mistakes Bob Iger made at handling what's been going on at Lucasfilm. Okay, and he's put a list of demands together: who he wants to outright get rid of, whose contracts he wants to see just die, and one of the guys in my Conrad's comment said he'll be like Happy Hogan walking around the office, and I'm like, with a paint gun, chasing them around. That would be fucking hilarious, and that's really gross, guys. Okay, I don't farts. No. Anyway, but so he's got a list of demands, and I have a theory. They're getting ready for Nelson Peltz. Everybody at Disney, for some reason, is having a heart attack about Nelson Peltz. I think that would be funny, Cross. I mean, could you imagine seeing Favreau, who's a big dude, chasing Pablo around with a paint gun? Pachoo, pachoo, pachoo. That'd be funny. And if you've ever played paintball, that hurts. If you get hit, man, you get hit like anywhere where there's some meat, like on your leg. You're gonna cry. I don't, Maze. I don't know. I'm gonna wait to celebrate when we hear Kennedy's gone. But here's the thing. I think I'm not sure. I got to think about that, Maze. Oh yeah, if it hits you in the leg, like up in the upper thigh, ow, ow. There's a reason why they put face shields on for paintball. You don't want to get hit in the face with that. So anyway, what is going on here, I think, is this list of demands is for Peltz to see. It's to protect Favreau and Filoni and the loyal people at Lucasfilm, and to basically it's like a list of grievances in a way. Okay, Jon Favreau has kept his quiet till now. Now everybody knows that he's on the warpath, and I suspect wherever how the vote goes, Peltz and Rasulo get on the board. They don't get on the board. They don't get on the board, but Blackwell's Peoples gets on the board, which I don't think will happen. or Iger's two people are saved, I think that we're going to see some more movement at Lucasfilm. See, again, we haven't heard anything about the Gina Carano lawsuit, have we? Okay, but Disney made kissy face with Ron DeSantis and the state of Florida. They're going back to the negotiating table over Reedy Creek. That's a Bob Iger move. Okay, that's a Bob Iger move. All right. So it's one of those things where you kind of go, okay, you know, this is a move in the right direction. This is something that once Reedy Creek became a thing, and DeSantis said, "You don't get to keep it anymore." There it went. Okay, then the war was on, and I don't care how tough people think Disney is. They're fighting the state of Florida, and ultimately, the state will win. Okay, the government will win, and to me, if you're going to get your nose into state politics over the parental rights and education bill, which is like a no-brainer, then you need not get special privileges. And being a former resident of the state of Florida, I don't think they should have special privileges. Am I saying anything wrong? No. It was an agreement that was brought together by Roy Disney, I think, after Walt's death, and it was a great way for tourists to bring tourist dollars to Florida. Because if you live in Florida, there's not much there. And the entire isthmus of Florida is a sandbar. I mean, you have to get like special water filters just so you can get water because the water is filthy. Okay, and it's not contaminated with pollution. It's just you don't want to drink that shit. Okay, it's not like Mexico water, but it's you don't want to drink that shit. So yeah, I mean that having people like LaToya Raveneau and the rest of these people attack the state of Florida. They're in California, by the way. Force Bob Chapek, who, despite I think some of the good things he did, I mean, look, everything that Iger's done, as far as cutting back, was stuff that Chapek wanted to do. Okay, so really, you were just getting Uncle Bob, and not mean guy Bob. Okay, so all that crap served to hurt the Walt Disney Company badly. I mean, their shares took a major dump, down to at one time I think $78 last year. Now they're up to like 120 again. But again, I caution you on that. Disney bought back a lot of their own shares. It's a fake number. That is a fake, that is not a real number. And this is why Nelson Peltz, Jay Rasulo are doing this. I mean, their biggest problem, they say, is the succession. But if you go to their website, what is it, Return the Magic? I can't remember what it's called. And their town hall, which we watched here, Rasulo and Peltz were very amenable to hearing what the fans complained about. I complained about Kathleen Kennedy. Other people complained about the woke bullshit. Okay, guess what? they addressed it without saying what exactly it was they were addressing. The subtext is, we have heard you. When we get there, it will end. Okay. All right. And what I find fascinating, and I think it's only because Ike Perlmutter's got their ears, they talk a lot about Marvel. They haven't said a word about Lucasfilm. I think they're probably happy with the changes coming. My thing about what's going on with Lucasfilm is it's got to be it should be transparent. Okay. I don't think people would be as upset as they are if Disney would come forth and say, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. She's on an extended leave. They don't have to say she's suspended or not allowed on campus. She's on, excuse me, again, on an extended leave. And Jon Favreau is the interim president of Lucasfilm. That's all they have to say. All right. Because we still have people like, the reason why I want to talk a little bit about this today and do a rehash is because we got a lot of new people here. And we got a lot of people here, new people. I mean, my subscribers have actually exploded and they don't know what's going on. If you're coming from one of the big channels, like Nerdotic, Ryan Cannell, Geeks and Gamers, Drunk 3PO, Network, and others, Doomcock, etc., you're going to see a lot of angry people. And it's time for the fans to stop listening to angry people. You got to understand, this is a money-making business for them. So they really don't give a shit, all right, about the culture in general, because all they want to do is make money. This is how some of these guys actually make money. Okay, this is their job. They're YouTubers. Okay, now I can see someone like Joe Rogan making money on a podcast. I can see somebody like, oh God, name the comedian, Jon Stewart, or somebody with a big following doing that. But some Joe Schmo, yeah, and Cross is right. And you gotta understand that most of these people are Joe Schmoes, okay, who got pissed off at The Last Jedi. That was 2018, December of 2017, and decided to start a YouTube channel. Then they started making money, and then all of a sudden they realized, if I start changing my tune, if I start saying I like something, or I like this part, but this character bothers me, they're not gonna make any money, which is bullshit. You're being dishonest. You're not being sincere. You know, the thing today that, is it Chloe James or whatever her name is, hey man, how you doing? Was going on and on about, they're not gonna give the Acolyte the second season, they canceled it. You think? Is this a story people wouldn't already know? Do we have to go back and look at the likes versus dislikes, the comment section? Then she has the balls enough to say, even though it's got received an inordinate amount, majority of dislikes, in the comment section, you know, she didn't say it, but the comment section is all about Harvey Weinstein. She said the trailer was well received. By whom was it well received? By whom? The trolls here, who aren't even really Star Wars fans? No. All right. All right. The people who are trying to make sure that weirdos get validated? No. I mean, yeah, Matt Piranha's right. Define well received. Here's well received. Comments don't mention the showrunner's baggage. Okay. Comments don't mention her woke garbage. The dislikes are not as heavy duty as they are. It's 76% now compared to the likes. Okay. You're not, the trailer's not outwardly being mocked and made fun of. Okay. That's at least mediocre reception. Well received would be like the first trailer for Mandalorian. Well received would be the end of Mandalorian episode 16. Well received would be Ahsoka in the world between worlds with Anakin Skywalker. Okay? That's what well received is. That's Star Wars. So you're watching this and you're going, this is trash. The acting's trash. What we saw, as much as we could of the lightsabers, it was, bad fan film. Okay, it's trash. All right, it's just, and the people that like it and want it are people who don't care about what's good for the franchise. Now again, I want you guys to go back. Go over here. Here's the Rey movie. Here's the Acolyte. Which does the more damage to the brand? Daisy Ridley crying in her soup that she can't make Jedi or create the new Jedi Order, which is what that was going to be about, and people getting all pissed off again. Literally, the most unpopular character in Star Wars is not Jar Jar Binks, it's Rey. Okay. Then you got the Acolyte. You can dump it on Disney Plus. It can be on there for a few months and then take it off and nobody will notice because nobody watched it. That's the plan. Okay. The Rey movie would be a deep black hole of suck. Okay, which is why the Acolyte is a thing they put out there. So Kathy got something. So there you go. But as far as, the well received, and look, I'm going to tell you something. That Inside the Magic article, talk about fucking clickbait. New Disney Plus show canceled. I'm like, they can't, what the hell? And I know better than to go onto a rag like that and think the headline is going to actually tell a story from like, I don't know, Variety or Hollywood Reporter or something. No, they quoted the Dunning-Kruger brothers, who put out there that there wasn't going to be a second season. You think? I mean, kind of figured that out before this even got officially that it was going to be on Disney Plus. Why would Disney spend the money? Why would they suddenly want to do another season when they didn't even want to do this because there was no fan need or want for it. Okay, it's just like, no, sorry. So that was an interesting story, I thought. What else is going on? Okay, we talked about Proxy Wars fights coming. Okay, Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. It's going to be a very interesting day. Wednesday is. Okay, because that's the day of the investors meeting. Yeah, I mean, we were told Headland lost your parking space at Lucasfilm. So the whole story that the guy who, Mike Knoll, I think, hadn't had any meetings with Headland or stopped meeting with her, and yeah, because she hasn't been there. Whatever she filmed was given to Jon Favreau, who was like this. Pass this cup from me, I don't want it. Okay. I mean, there you go. All right. And again, The lesser of two evils. The Rey movie would actually, I think, kill Star Wars. Okay. Acolyte, they can bury it on Disney Plus. I mean, look, there really isn't a whole lot of marketing. Now we're going to have to wait until May the 4th. I find it interesting that there's a huge build-up for May the 4th. In fact, I think one of you guys said something about Los Angeles. Lucasfilm was looking for 501st Imperial Stormtroopers, not sequel trilogy, to be there, to be on hand for something. And Hayden Christensen is everywhere. In fact, here's a little story about that also came from Inside the Magic, and I'm going to have to do some looking at it. Hayden Christensen was at the Indiana Comic Con. Some girl did something, and he told her to knock it off. And she kept doing it. Security came over and they took her away, and she was screaming harassment. This is right up there with what the Raylos did to Adam Driver. Not that I like Adam Driver, but leave him alone. He's married. Okay. And, I mean, how the fuck they found out what car Driver drove, I'll never know, but they were waiting for him outside of San Diego Comic Con. And it's like, why would you do that? Why? But so that stuff, Hayden Christensen, you kind of wonder, like, did Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford go through that? I bet you they did. It was never talked about because people were just like, whatever. Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting, Mad. You just got to hope that you've got these things going on. I think you're right, Rolo, that they've got a lot of things going on here. And I look at oh yeah, Cross is right. Cross is right there. I look at Jon Favreau with this document protecting himself no matter what happens, and Lucasfilm. All right. A new board would have to take into account Kathleen Kennedy's incompetent leadership and do something about it. Now again, does she have a contract with a no, she can't be fired for cause clause? That is probably why they haven't been able to get rid of her. And Iger, the whole thing with the acolyte funding and all the shit that they did, that I kind of could guess at, because I know more. She could be fired for moral mistakes. They could fire her for that. Getting, like I said, you are. Oh yeah, Matt is right. I look at her and just say, did your daddy ever tell you, if you lay down with dogs, you get fleas? Okay? If you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. So, Kathleen Kennedy, in a fit of rage because Favreau and Filoni were off doing what they wanted to do with The Mandalorian and talking to George about the scripts and not her. Sorry, Coach. I see you. Went and got Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. Now, I don't know if it was a deliberate thing because, you can imagine Leslie Headland might have stuff on Bob Iger. She might have stuff on Alan Bergman. Who knows? Or it might have just been a fit of rage and Kennedy again not thinking very well. All right. So anyway, I gotta go. I've got kind of a headache going on right here, and I don't know why. And I got a lot of stuff to do. Easter Sunday is gonna be prime rib. I ordered a prime rib, boneless prime rib roast. I'm gonna do my famous mashed potatoes, I think, or maybe I'll do something else. And a Brussels sprout casserole. It's good. Trust me, it's good. And I might get a couple of lamb chops just because I like lamb. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so you guys have a blessed Easter. It's Holy Thursday today. If you're Catholic, Mass is probably the afternoon. And for Holy Thursday. And then, of course, tomorrow Stations of the Cross. So if you, it's not a holy day of obligation, but we're going to Saturday night vigil mass. We will be there for 3 hours. There you go. Oh, I know. I will. Thanks, Cross. So you guys have a good afternoon, and see you guys around the galaxy.